my name is Amanda Reed, and I am here to tell you about the Renaissance period. The Renaissance period took place in the 14th century to the 16th century, predated by the Middle Ages. Renaissance means rebirth of the individual, or just rebirth. The Middle Ages, which predated the Renaissance period, was the time period of a little something called the bubonic plague. Let me get my receipts out of the way. The bubonic plague was devastating and also caused not only a whole bunch of deaths, but economic despair. Nobody bought stuff when they were dead. And also, everyone fled the towns. All the people who had stuff to sell suddenly had a whole bunch of stuff that was not selling. So, when the bubonic plague declined and everyone started getting better, people started coming back into the city. The Renaissance period started coming in, filtering in, and merchants who had stuff to sell suddenly had all sorts of buyers. So the economy had a field day. The Renaissance was born and it was fantastic. Not only was the economy doing really well during the Renaissance, but also music, secular music like the madrigal. That was awesome. It was rhyming. It was in the common language. It didn't belong to the church. The monks weren't singing it. It was cool. It was like poetry set to music. Oh, the Renaissance also had a whole lot of inventions, like the astrolabe, which was a navigational tool used by sailors for navigating. The magnetic compass was improved. Maps were improved by cartographers, and shipbuilding was improved. What do those four things give us? Awesome trade! Trade was booming during the Renaissance period. People were going to Asia and bringing back stuff like spices and gems and silk and making boatloads of money. Another awesome thing about the Renaissance period, as if it could get any better, was there was this dude named Gutenberg. Gutenberg invented something called the printing press. We are benefiting from the printing press, even though we now use way better technology. But one of the cool things is you didn't have to be a super duper wealthy church in order to have a book. If you were part of the educated middle class, see, it still wasn't perfect, but if you were a part of the educated middle class, you could have a book. And guess what? In the Renaissance period, this book actually was written in a common language. It wasn't just written in Latin, which nobody spoke except for the church. My gosh, there is just so many things that have to do with the church owning stuff before the Renaissance. It's just crazy. It's like so many coincidences. So, for the first time, people were getting woke. Hashtag woke. Because they were reading. Reading is knowledge, and knowledge is power. They were reading stuff like philosophy, and they were reading about government. And oh my gosh, science? What? They were also printing music. They were reading stuff that ancient civilizations had written down thousands of years before and had been long forgotten. So there was this rebirth of the human individual. It was a crazy time, this Renaissance period. No plague, better tools, education from the printing press, books, secular music. Oh, and let us not forget good old William Shakespeare. So this is why I picked the Renaissance period. Hope you learned a lot.